Hey there YouTube, WrestlingOptimus here, back with my action figure review of WrestleMania Night 2 from fabulous Las Vegas. After watching some other recap videos, it seems like the consensus for Night 1 is that it was mid at best, and if anything, I gave it more grace than most. Either way, here's hoping the sequel is a little bit better. With all that said, let's take it over to the action figures. Once again, John Cena kicks things off, saying it's great that WrestleMania is on ESPN. The crowd does not agree and showers him with boos. Our opening contest is by far my most anticipated match of the weekend. I haven't seen a superstar come out of nowhere and not only dominate, but get the fans on his side as fast as Oba Femi possibly ever. And just like during his recent TV appearances, the pop he gets is mind-blowing. By the way, I've been trying to get his figure, but especially since he joined the main roster, the prices just are not in my budget. But I do have Heyman and Brock. Speaking of which, I will continue to say that he doesn't belong here, and we all know why. However, the man is a professional when it comes to main event fights. The two lock up, and at every turn, he lets Oba look like the stronger man. Femi knocks Lesnar out of the ring, and the Beast sells a look of genuine shock before angrily taking apart the steel steps. Three Germans take Oba to Suplex City, but he quickly recovers. Brock counters a corner splash with an F5, but Oba no-sells it and hits a chokeslam. Then, he picks up Lesnar and delivers a fall from Grace powerbomb to score the shocking victory. Paul Heyman is left stunned with his jaw on the floor. I literally stood up and screamed at my TV while watching this because I was convinced that WWE would screw it up. But holy crap, they actually gave a new star the rub. Now, I loved this finish, but my roommate hated it, so let me know who's right in the comments. Then, the camera cuts back to Brock, who's just been laying in the ring. He sits up and starts taking off his gloves. The crowd understands what this means immediately. He slowly unlaces his boots while visibly crying and makes a small pile of the items. Paul climbs in the ring and the two embrace while the crowd chants, "Thank you, Lesnar." I'm conflicted because I was never a fan, and the allegations against him and Vince are terrible. But his impact on the business can't be overstated. He's been a part of countless legendary moments across more than 2 decades and proved to be one of the biggest box office draws in history. Well, apparently this all may be a work anyway. If you recall, because I sure didn't, Paul Heyman owes Gunther a favor for taking out Seth Rollins, so the plan is for him to call in that favor and force Paul to bring Lesnar back at SummerSlam for his real retirement, giving Gunther yet another notch on his belt. Anyway, now for something completely different, the 6-man ladder match for the Men's Intercontinental Championship. Already in the ring and therefore definitely not winning are Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, and Rusev, who I forgot was even on the roster. Keeping with the theme, I have figures for both Dragon Lee and JD McDonough, but still need to unbox them. Rey Mysterio is dressed as Deadpool for his entrance, while Javon Evans is just happy to be here. Last but not least, the champion, Penta, is dressed like freaking Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat, but clearly can't see a thing in that mask, nearly falling over multiple times coming down the ramp. I'm not going to do a play-by-play for a ladder match for obvious reasons. It's a ton of fast-paced, high-flying action, but in my opinion, the star is Javon Evans, who was given a bunch of the coolest spots, and if he had one, would have been the youngest person to ever win a championship at WrestleMania. But in the end, Penta outlasts the field and retains. Jumping over to the ESPN app, we begin with Sami Zayn defending his United States Championship against Trick Williams. I'm still confused why the fans turned on Sami, but he gets booed while appearing oblivious to it. Meanwhile, Trick comes down to the ring with Lil Yachty and the longest jacket train I've ever seen. By the way, he's yet another figure that I still need to unbox. Commentary explains how Sami being a face made him soft and caused his recent losing streak, so he started taking shortcuts lately in order to get ahead. They play into this in a short match that ends when Trick counters a haluva kick into a trick shot to become your new United States champion. Oh look, another title change. Next up is a battle of epic entrances. First, Dominik Mysterio arrives on an Aztec throne surrounded by dozens of luchadors, all sporting white versions of his mask. I mentioned in my most recent unboxing video that Finn Balor, and specifically his demon persona, is my favorite WWE wrestler, so I freaked out a little bit when I heard he was bringing back the demon for the first time in 3 years. Sure enough, his entrance is incredible, as black and red streamers cover his metallic mohawk. Apparently, earlier in the day, it was announced that this is now a street fight, so Finn breaks out a kendo stick, and Dom gets out some chairs. After seemingly knocking out the demon, Dominik sets up a table, but it's a fake out. The demon beats down Dom with a chair, gives him a nasty dropkick in the corner, and then delivers a coup de grace through the table for the win. A surprisingly quick match, but this was the correct result. There's no reason for the demon to ever lose, especially on a massive stage like WrestleMania. I don't just say that as a Finn Balor fan, I think it's objectively bad business to make a gimmick like this, with its near limitless merchandising potential, look weak. Normal Balor can lose, but the demon should be unstoppable. In our first and only women's match of the night, Jade Cargill defends the WWE Women's Championship against Rhea Ripley. Jade's entrance gear is awful, and honestly, I don't even know how to describe it. I think it's supposed to be the wind of a storm? According to Michael Cole, Rhea's entrance gear is designed to look like a straitjacket because Jade has been driving her crazy. What can I say? It's a power vs. power match. Still, Jade has clearly come a long way since her botch-filled early days. Eventually, Michin comes down and distracts the ref, while B-Fab interferes, saving Cargill from a riptide. Io Sky arrives to take them out, but when Rhea tries to capitalize on the confusion, Jade reverses another riptide into a pump kick. But eventually, Rhea counters the Jaded and finally hits a riptide to become your new Women's WWE Champion. John Cena announces the attendance but is interrupted by The Miz and Kit Wilson, who demand a WrestleMania moment. Cena obliges, but before Miz can do anything, Danhausen arrives, led by a group of little people-housens and driving a coffin-shaped buggy. He claims to be a big fan of Cena, then gets called toxic by Kit. So one of the mini-Housens punches Wilson in the dick before Danhausen does the same to Miz and gets Cena's blessing to do a 5-knuckle shuffle. The rest of the mini-Housens carry the Miz out, while Danhausen tells Cena, "You can't see me." A small puff of smoke goes off, and he scurries under the ring, much to John's amusement. Last but certainly not least, in your main event, Roman Reigns challenges CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. A classical trio performs a live rendition of Roman's theme as pictures of the Anoa'i family display on the LED screens. Meanwhile, Punk comes out to his old indie theme, Miseria Cantare by AFI, and wearing a jacket that pays homage to his deceased dog Larry, along with some human legends that Michael Cole explains. I'm not really sure what to say about this match. If you like this main event style, you probably loved it. There were lots of counters, reversals, finishers, doing each other's finishers, kickouts, and near falls. Certainly exciting, but admittedly over my head because I haven't followed their careers closely enough to fully appreciate this story. In the end, Reigns hits a spear, but a defiant Punk tries to recover. However, even if he doesn't want to admit it, Roman's right. Punk's old, and his body just can't keep up anymore. He crawls over and takes a desperate last swing, but misses. Finally, he stumbles to his feet, only for the OTC to shoot off the ropes and deliver a mega spear. Roman Reigns is your new World Heavyweight Champion. Just like with Night 1, nearly every championship changed hands, the lone exception being Penta retaining the IC title. By my count, 6 out of 8 titles changed hands over the course of the weekend, and I still don't know how to feel about that. The bigger focus online, however, seems to be the number of ads and the lack of in-ring time. Personally, I watch on a delay and skip through the ads, so that doesn't bother me. And as long as an entertaining story with interesting characters is being told in a coherent way, I'm good. Actually, I think focusing on match length is a really bizarre metric for determining quality, but that's just me. I do think Night 2 was better. Oba got over even more than he already was, the same with Trick Williams and to a lesser extent Javon Evans. Danhausen got some more screen time, and the finishes weren't nearly as flat, especially the main event. I admit I'm generally pretty easy to please, so I had a lot of fun regardless. But either way, I'm giving WrestleMania 42 weekend a B. Alright, that'll do it for WrestleMania Night 2. Let me know what you thought in those comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to do all that normal YouTube stuff. Smash the like button, share with any wrestling or action figure fans you may know, subscribe to the channel, and spread the word. You can also talk to me over on X at WrestlingOptimus, or see all my best figure photography over on Instagram at WrestlingOptimus. I'm also on Facebook and Blue Sky now. If you haven't seen my latest video, you can check that out right here. But until next time, I've been Wrestling Optimus, and I'll catch you later.